What is up? And today, did we just witness the most shocking trade ever in NBA history? I think we did. But before we get started, I just want to tell you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share this episode with your friends and family, and to continue to support my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Did we just witness the most shocking trade in NBA history? The most craziest trade in NBA history? I think we did. Because Luka Doncic got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis and a first-round pick going back to Dallas. It happened. Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker, and Anthony Davis is a Dallas Maverick. I am speechless about this deal. And look, I believe it when I said it. When I'm going to say. I honestly believe this is the most shocking trade in NBA history. I think this is the most craziest trade in NBA history. I've never seen a trade that has left me speechless more than this one that just happened last night. And I'm going to be honest, like this morning, I woke up at around 6 a.m. And the first thing I did is I checked my phone. I tried to look at my Twitter and my text messages and see, did I get any notifications? Did I get any text messages or Twitter messages? And I got a couple of Twitter messages, of a couple of people sending me, a reporter tweeting that Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic got traded. And when I first saw the tweet from the reporter, I didn't want to believe it. Like, I did not believe it. I thought it was fake. I thought it was a typo. And for like 5 minutes, I was like, no, there's no way this is true. No way. Luka Doncic traded? Anthony Davis traded? No way. No way is this true. And then about 5 minutes later, I looked at Shams Charania's tweet. And he tweeted the exact details. And he also tweeted, it's real. And then when I saw that, I said, oh my God, what in the world? This is actually a trade. Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm speechless. I really am. And my opening thoughts about this trade before I dive into details as to what I think this trade ultimately means for the Dallas Mavericks and Los Angeles Lakers, but my opening thoughts about this trade is simple for me. This is an indictment on Luka Doncic. This is damning on Luka Doncic. The fact that the Dallas Mavericks traded a 25-year-old superstar in his prime, or entering his prime in Luka Doncic, who's a top 3 to 5 player in the league, this is a bad look on Luka Doncic. This is a bad look. And to me, what this says to me is that the Dallas Mavericks are just like, Luka, we don't believe that you're committed to your conditioning. We don't believe that you're committed to staying in shape. We don't believe that you're committed, that you're willing to go to do everything possible to maximize your health, your body, your physical well-being, that you're willing to put in the work to get in shape and to maximize your career and help Dallas fully win a championship. We don't believe that you are committed to doing that type of stuff. That, to me, is what I believe the Dallas Mavericks front office, specifically Nico Harrison, their general manager, that's what I believe Nico Harrison believes when it comes to Luka Doncic. He doesn't believe this man is committed. He does not believe that Luka Doncic is willing to get in shape and work on his body and work on his physical condition and to do whatever he can to get himself in shape and for him to perform at the highest level year after year after year after year. I do not believe Nico Harrison believes that about Luka Doncic. I don't believe I think the moment. And here's the moment that I believe when I thought the Dallas Mavericks were done with Luka Doncic. It was when he injured his calf on Christmas. It was right when Luka Doncic injured his calf on Christmas when they played the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think from that moment, that was the moment that Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks front office was like, we're done with Luka. We're not going to build around this dude no more. We're not going to give him the supermax contract extension that he's eligible for this summer. I think he's going to be eligible for $30 or $345 million or something like that. Maybe even close to $400 million. I don't believe that Luka Doncic is worth that much. We don't believe that Luka Doncic long term is going to stay in shape, commit his body, commit his fitness, work on his conditioning. We don't believe Luka Doncic will ever commit himself to working on his body. And we just believe that over time that he's going to be out of shape and fat and he's going to get injured. Just like when he injured his calf on Christmas. That's what I believe that's what I believe the Dallas Mavericks front office and Nico Harrison came to the conclusion on. And I think that's the number one reason why they traded Luka Doncic. I really believe that. And look, people can disagree, or people can, Dallas Mavericks fans can feel upset. And look, if I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I'm pissed off at Dallas. I won't blame you. But I think that's right or wrong. I think that's why Dallas traded Luka. I don't think they fully believe that he's gonna ever be committed to his body long term. And we'll see if they're right long term. We'll see if they're right in 4 or 5 years. We're gonna find out. Because I think that's why he's out. I think that's why he's no longer a Dallas Maverick. Now, when you look at what Dallas got back, look, they got back Anthony Davis. They got back Max Christie, who's a pretty good role player. He was playing pretty well for the Lakers over the last month and a half or so, after he got inserted into the starting lineup. And so, he was playing pretty well. So you got Max Christie, you got Anthony Davis, and you got a first round pick in 2029. And so I think it's unprotected as well. And so, when you look at the Dallas Mavericks, I think in the short term, I still think they're gonna be good. They're gonna be a very good team. Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving together, and we have Derek Lively and PJ Washington, and you got Klay Thompson, you got Najee Marshall, Grimes, who they got in the trade over the summer. We got all these. Dallas still is a very good team, and so I think this makes Dallas good, still a very good team as is in the short term. But I do think on Dallas's front that this lowers their ceiling a bit as far as winning the championship. I'm not saying they can't win a title, but because I still think Dallas is a very good team. But look, man, Luka Doncic, say whatever you want as far as his conditioning and whether he can, commit to his body and all that stuff. Luka Doncic, when he's healthy and upright, is a better player than Anthony Davis. I think everybody knows that. But, look, there's a reason why Dallas traded him. And I think, with Anthony Davis, they got a big man. And look, his big man, the Anthony Davis, him and Kyrie should mesh. Kyrie Irving on the perimeter and Anthony Davis as a paint presence and as a guy who can score in the paint and dominate in the paint and hit mid-range jumpers and block shots and dominate on defense. Anthony Davis is look, we know what he represents. He's had an awesome year. I mean, he's deserving of an all-star nod. I think he's very likely going to make an all-NBA team. And so Anthony Davis, hey, this dude is still awesome. But he's also in his early 30s. And so he's older. And so one has to wonder, how many more years does Anthony Davis have left to compete at a high level? And I think for Dallas long term, where are they what's gonna happen in 3 years when Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving start declining? Because look, they're both in their early 30s. And so what's gonna happen in 3 years? Where's Dallas gonna be? And by then, I mean, if they could very well regret trading Luka Doncic by then. If Luka is still Luka and he's in shape and he's producing, like this trade can go in a multitude of ways for Dallas long term. But in the short term, I think they're still a good. I still think they're going to be a very good team. And so, but I mean, still, man, for the Dallas Mavericks fans, man, I mean, this has got to be a gut punch for them. I mean, and look, as an Atlanta Hawks fan, look, I wasn't into basketball. Like I was very young when Dominique Wilkins got traded, but from the Atlanta Hawks. But I know this for a fact. There were a lot of Hawks fans that were pissed off at the Atlanta Hawks for trading Dominique Wilkins, because at that time, the Atlanta Hawks were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they had a legit chance to win a championship. And that was also the year that Michael Jordan was semi-retired playing baseball. And so there was an opening in the Eastern Conference for a team like the Atlanta Hawks to just flourish and hopefully win a championship. And the Atlanta Hawks just said, no, we're going to trade Dominique Wilkins, because we don't want to pay him all this money and he's older. And I'm here to tell you, the Atlanta Hawks fans never got over that. Even to this day, there are Hawks fans that are still pissed off at the Atlanta Hawks and not even a fan of the team because they traded Dominique Wilkins. And I think we're going to see a similar fate with the Dallas Mavericks and their fans. With them trading Luka, because Luka was their everything, man. I mean, just a few months ago, we were talking 8 months ago. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks were in the NBA Finals. They were in the NBA Finals. And yeah, I mean, now he's traded. And so I think the Dallas Mavericks fans, man, like I think we're gonna see a lot of Dallas Maverick fans just bail on the Dallas Mavericks and never come back. I think it's that bad. When you trade an in-prime superstar like, and by the way, when the Hawks traded Dominique Wilkins was in his early 30s when they traded him. Luka Doncic is 25. 25 to going to be 26. He's in his prime. I mean, imagine if the Lakers 20 years ago traded Kobe Bryant in his prime for a 30-something-year-old player, star. Laker fans would lose it if that happened back in the day. Laker fans would probably shoot somebody or something. I mean, seriously. I mean, and so yeah. That's what it would have been like. If you want to compare in the football terms, imagine if the Baltimore Ravens traded Lamar Jackson to the Rams for Matt Stafford. Baltimore Raven fans would lose it. They would be pissed because Lamar Jackson's their everything. And so for Dallas Maverick fans, like, I totally understand their frustration. Totally get it. Because I mean, this is a gut punch for their fan base. This is an absolute gut punch. Luka Doncic, man. This is a guy that's a 5-time All-NBA level player. And this is a guy that's on an all-time great trajectory. And Dallas in their front office is like, no, we're done. We're done. We've had enough of them. We don't believe this guy's committed. We don't think this guy's ever going to get in shape. And we don't want to commit $300+ million to a guy like that. I truly believe that's why Dallas moved him. And like, I can imagine a conversation that Rob Pelinka would have with Nico Harrison. Like, I can imagine Nico Harrison calling Rob Pelinka and saying, hey Rob, what do you think about Luka Doncic? What do you think? You want him? And I'm sure Rob Pelinka's like, huh? Really? You're joking, right? Luka Doncic? You telling me that we can get him? And I'm sure that Nico Harrison's like, we're thinking about it. And I'm sure like Rob Pelinka's just smiling from ear to ear. And he's just like, oh man, we might get Luka Doncic. And I'm sure that's when, Rob Pelinka and his front office with the Lakers are just having conversations. and all of this stuff, which brings me to the Lakers end of this. And I think, look, man, for the Lakers, this was a no-brainer. Like, you had to take Luka Doncic, because we all know with the Lakers, the question with them was, how are they going to look long-term post LeBron? Because as great as LeBron is, and look, shout out to LeBron from last night against the Knicks, where he had a 33-point triple-double, just looking unbelievable at the age of 40. For LeBron to be doing what he's been doing at the age of 40 is ridiculous, is insane, I just can't even put into words. But he's still 40 years old. And I think in all likelihood, I think LeBron is probably going to retire in a year or two. And so assuming that's the case, you need to think about your long-term future. And that's where Luka Doncic comes in. And like to me, it's a no-brainer if you're the Lakers. Like this is a deal you absolutely have to do. And look, Luka, we'll see where Luka's conditioning problems come in, because look, I'll say this. I think there's a reason why Dallas felt the way that they felt. They're around Luka every day, so they've seen the ins and outs of how Luka operates. And I gotta imagine that Luka was just a pain in the what to their organization at times. And I just think Dallas probably got sick of it. And so we'll see how things look moving forward with Luka on the Lakers. But even despite all that, if you're the Lakers, whatever baggage that Luka might have, it's worth it. You got to do the deal. And I think it's the right decision for the Lakers to do this deal. Trade Anthony Davis. You wish him well. I think he'll be very good for Dallas. But you got Luka Doncic. You got a 25 to 26-year-old in his prime superstar that's a top 5 player in his prime who can do the things that Luka do, with his, ability to score from anywhere on the floor and pass from anywhere on the floor. And so I think for the Lakers, their fan base should absolutely be excited about what's to come moving forward. Now, look, they still got more work to do with their roster. Clearly, they need a center. One could argue they needed a center with Anthony Davis. They definitely need a center now. And so we'll see what happens with that. It's also going to be interesting to see what happens with, how they, will they make any other moves with the rest of their guys? Do they look at moving, that other first round pick that they have in 2031? With Luka Doncic on the team, you might feel more comfortable moving that pick now. And so maybe they move that for an upgrade. Or maybe, do they do the unthinkable? Do they move LeBron James? There's always that talk of them going to the Warriors. Does LeBron say like, okay, I want to, I know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to build for the future. I want to win now. There's always been that talk about LeBron playing with Steph Curry and Golden State. Maybe the Warriors trade Kuminga and Wiggins and picks or something like that. Who knows? But, look, chances are LeBron's probably going to stay. So who knows? What am I talking about? But, yeah. I mean, so, what happens with LeBron? Do they trade to Austin Reeves? He has value, and he's had a great year for the Lakers. Maybe they move him and try to balance out their team a little bit. And so the Lakers can go in some directions now that they have Luka Doncic on their team. And, the Lakers are operating on his timeline. And so it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do. But look, man, the Lakers got their guy. They got Luka Doncic. They traded for him. They got him. And, look, man, they're set up long term, for the next, 5+ years. And so big ups to the Lakers for that. But overall, man, I like I said, man, this trade that happened, Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, Anthony Davis and a first round pick going to the Dallas Mavericks. This is the most craziest and most shocking NBA trade of my life. I can't think of another trade that's more crazier than this one. I mean, the only trade I could probably go back to was Paul George. When the Oklahoma City Thunder traded Paul George to the Clippers for, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when he was a rookie and all those picks. And the Clippers ended up signing Kawhi Leonard. Like, that was pretty crazy, too. That I think that happened back in 2019. So we're talking 6 years ago. When that happened. Like that was crazy too. But I don't even think that trade is crazier than this one. I mean, Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis in a first round pick. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm speechless now. I'm still speechless off this trade that just happened. And so, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But this is what makes the NBA the NBA. I call it the Real Housewives of Atlanta League. That's what the NBA is. And so hey, I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. We had another, epic, crazy, shocking trade, man. Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, wow.